As the sun begins to rise over the Mediterranean Sea, casting a golden hue across Alexandria's white marble buildings, Cleopatra VII awakens in her private quarters within the Grand Palace complex. The sound of waves lapping against the royal harbour mixes with the faint chatter of the city coming to life. She is not alone. Her handmaidens are already at work, preparing scented oils and warm water infused with rose petals for her morning bath. Cleopatra's daily routine starts with a cleansing ritual. She is bathed in a luxurious bath of milk, honey, and oils, believed to maintain her famed beauty and vitality. This ritual is more than indulgence. It's a form of preparation, symbolically washing away the night and readying her for a day of ruling Egypt. The queen then selects her attire for the day, draping herself in fine linens dyed in royal purple and adorned with gold jewelry, embedded with emeralds and precious stones, reflecting her status as the most powerful woman in the Mediterranean. Cleopatra moves to her audience chamber, a grand room lined with columns and frescoes depicting scenes of Egyptian gods and goddesses. Her council awaits, advisors, generals, and diplomats, including some of the most trusted members of her inner circle. Cleopatra's presence commands attention, not just as a queen but as a skilled politician and a cunning strategist. Her mornings are filled with the affairs of state. Today, she discusses the management of Egypt's vast grain supplies, which are critical for maintaining power and influence over Rome. Egypt is the breadbasket of the Mediterranean, and Cleopatra knows that control over this resource is her greatest leverage. She reviews reports on crop yields from the fertile Nile Delta, gives orders for trade negotiations, and considers the impact of the latest Roman political developments. The stability of her throne depends on a delicate balance of diplomacy, military readiness, and economic strength. Because of her intelligence and her fluency in multiple languages, Cleopatra is able to interact directly with foreign envoys, particularly those from Rome. Her rare ability to speak fluently in multiple languages, including Greek, Egyptian, and Latin, allows her to communicate directly with others without the need for interpreters. She gets a message this morning from her powerful ally and lover, Mark Antony, the heir to Julius Caesar, through a Roman ambassador. It is essential that Cleopatra strengthen a political alliance with Rome, and she does it with a combination of both charm and wit. Cleopatra spends some time engaging with the academic life of Alexandria, the center of ancient culture, as the lunch hour draws near. She frequently travels to the Great Library of Alexandria, the largest collection of knowledge in antiquity. As a patron of the arts and sciences, Cleopatra has a keen interest in astronomy, philosophy, and medicine. She meets with academics, astrologers, and inventors, funding projects that glorify her rule and push the limits of science at the time. Her visit to the library is not only formal. Cleopatra actively participates in talks with the best brains of the day. She is particularly fascinated by works that investigate governance, the histories of her Ptolemaic ancestors, and the deep understanding of the star constellations. Cleopatra's belief in her own divinity, which she uses to justify her rule, is reported to have fascinated her. She traces her ancestry back to Alexander the Great, and even to the gods. Cleopatra is aware of the influence her reputation has. She appears in public in the afternoon, traveling through Alexandria's streets on a golden carriage. There is a bustle of activity across the city. Vendors shout in the crowded marketplaces, and people stop to see their queen. Her deliberate display of wealth and power in public serves as a reminder to her people and any onlookers from other countries that Cleopatra is a living goddess and the mortal embodiment of Isis. She goes to the Serapeum, a large temple devoted to the Greco-Egyptian god Serapis, to witness a public ritual. In her role as pharaoh, Cleopatra follows religious rites and makes sacrifices to the gods in order to assure Egypt's safety and prosperity. Her profound understanding of Greek and Egyptian religious customs enables her to fit in with her kingdom's multicultural community with ease. Cleopatra masterfully positions herself as the center of her global empire by taking on the roles of both the Egyptian pharaoh and the Greek queen. Back at the palace, Cleopatra retreats to her private quarters for a more intimate council. Here she meets with her closest advisors and confidants, including her trusted eunuch, Pothinos, and personal secretary. They discuss more sensitive matters: the ongoing political intrigue with Rome, intelligence reports on rivals, and strategies to secure her son Caesarion's future. Cleopatra is determined to ensure that Caesarion, her son with Julius Caesar, is recognized as the legitimate heir to both Egypt and Rome, a goal fraught with danger given the volatile politics of the time. Cleopatra's evening will involve extensive planning and strategy sessions. She reviews her correspondence with Mark Antony, plotting their next political moves. She understands that her survival and that of her son depend on preserving her alliances, controlling the balance of power between Rome's rival enemies by presenting herself as the indispensable ally of Rome's future rulers. As the day winds down, Cleopatra hosts a lavish banquet. Her palace is lit with oil lamps, casting a warm glow over rooms filled with musicians, dancers, and the aroma of exotic foods. The banquet is not just for leisure, it is a diplomatic tool, a stage where Cleopatra can charm and influence her guests. She entertains Roman officials, foreign dignitaries, and local nobles, all while subtly steering conversations and securing loyalties. Cleopatra is known for her wit and eloquence, effortlessly blending political discourse with entertainment. She offers fine wines, delicacies imported from across her empire, and performances that highlight Egypt's cultural richness. Tonight, she seeks to impress a visiting Roman commander, ensuring that news of Egypt's wealth and Cleopatra's sophistication reaches the ears of Rome. As the banquet winds down and guests depart, Cleopatra retreats to her private chambers. She reflects on the day's events, reviewing scrolls and letters by the light of a bronze lamp. Even in her private moments, Cleopatra is ever the ruler, planning for the days ahead, navigating the complexities of Roman politics, and fortifying her position as the last active pharaoh of Egypt. Before retiring for the night, she makes offerings at her private shrine, seeking the favor of Isis. She prays for guidance, strength, and the endurance to secure her dynasty. With a final glance at the stars, a reminder of her connection to the divine, Cleopatra retires, knowing that tomorrow brings another day of strategy, diplomacy, and the eternal balancing act of her reign. This in-depth account offers a thorough look at Cleopatra's day-to-day activities, skillfully combining her functions as a living goddess, political figurehead, diplomat, and patron of the arts, all of which were necessary to preserve her authority and legacy. We sincerely hope you found this keyhole view into her world enjoyable and that it helped you understand the complexity and brilliance of one of the most iconic figures in history. We appreciate your time, and we hope you will return soon for more enlightening looks into the lives of the greatest leaders in history. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Subscribing is completely free and it really helps us out so you can stay updated with our future videos.